everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing a long overdue book haul. I've got all of my books next to me over here, you can't see them. There is a lot of books that I need to haul. So I figured we're gonna just go through them and yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna haul them. So the first books that I want to haul are that's upside down. So the first books that I want to haul are the Acotar series, otherwise known as the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I bought the first three last year, just before lockdown, and read them when I was on holiday in Morocco with my dad. So that's these copies here, and they are very much so sun cream stained, they're falling apart, and they're just not in the best state. So the other day I went book shopping with my boyfriend and I saw these editions in, I think it was in WH Smith's, and I could not leave them there. So I picked up another full set of the Acotar series. Those books are at my other house at my mum's. I'm currently at my dad's house. I absolutely adore this series, and considering my editions were so well loved, I wanted to buy another series that I knew weren't gonna fall apart when I open them up, but they are at my other house, so I am just showing these editions for the purposes of this video. The next book that I bought was the A Court of Silver Flames, also by Sarah J Maas. I don't know if I mentioned that this entire series is by Sarah J Maas, but this is A Court of Silver Flames. I absolutely adored this book. If you can't see, I've got an excessive amount of tabs, all of, just the scenes that I had, things that I just loved, and I really want to reread this book at some point. I reread the entire series before reading this book, and it was just magical and everything that I could have asked for in a book. If I didn't mention already, this came out this year. This came out in February. This was the first book that I bought kind of day of release. Although I pre-ordered it and then it didn't come on the day of release, so I had to cancel that order and order it off of Amazon, which was really annoying, but yeah, I love this book so much. The next books I also have to haul are another series, and that is the Rosewood Chronicles by Connie Glynn. So this is The Undercover Princess, Princess in Practice, The Lost Princess, and my most recent purchase, Princess at Heart. This series is about a girl called Lottie Pumpkin who manages to get into this prestigious boarding school that her mum went to on a bursary, and when she's there she ends up meeting the Princess of, oh, what's it called? Just checked, it is the Princess of Maradova. So when Lottie goes to the school, she ends up meeting her along with a bunch of other people, and there is a mystery element to it along with a threat, and I just really enjoyed these books. I haven't read Princess at Heart yet, so that's on the TBR. The next book I'm gonna haul is probably one of the prettiest books that I own, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, the collector's edition. This book is stunning. It is beautiful, and it's got little details on the inside, like it's got this crest in the middle and these symbols down the side, and every new chapter it's got this little sword at the top, and I just think it's beautiful. I haven't read the Throne of Glass series, I just really wanted to read it, so I got the collector's edition as my first book, because I wanted to read it in hardback, and this was the only hardback one that they had, so I was like, looks like I'm getting the collector's one. And I have started it. I'm only on I'm halfway through chapter 5, so I'm not that far into it, and I've kind of put it on pause because I've picked up another book that I'm really enjoying, which we'll get to a little bit later on. But yeah, I think this is just stunning. I'm gonna throw this book in as like a little bonus Jonas, if you will, and that is Havenpool by Sarah Holland. And I didn't like this book that much. I remember forcing myself to finish it. It's very, very much so the setup for the rest of the series, and I don't know if I'll be continuing the rest of the series. I was really disappointed with this book. I might read the next one in the series. I don't think it's out yet. I might not. But I know that her other work, she wrote Etherless, and I've heard good things about that, and it's also got a good rep from Bridget Kemmer, who I've read their work and I really like as well. So maybe just this book wasn't for me, but maybe the other ones that she's written will be. So these books that I bought on a bit of a whim. I was just out book shopping and wanted to buy some books, pretty much. So I picked up some books that I knew that I wanted to read but haven't got around to yet, and aren't on my TBR to be read anytime soon, but I do really want to read them, which is why I picked them up. The first one on the list is Deep Light by Frances Hardinge. And this one really intrigued me. First of all, it's got orange sprayed edges, which I just thought looked so cool. And it's about, I'm not really like 100% certain what it's about, and that's kind of what I liked about it. It seemed very interesting. It seemed very, it's under the sea, so I'm presuming there could be like shipwrecks and mermaids and that kind of stuff. But I could be completely wrong. This bit at the bottom says, an electrifying story about a friendship as dark and dangerous as the ocean, and a journey as treacherous as the gods themselves. So that really drew me in. So I picked up this book, and funny enough, I picked this up in a bookshop that I don't normally go to, and they had it, but it had like this big mark on the back, and they didn't have another copy, so they gave it to me for half price, which was amazing. And then when I got home, I used some nail varnish remover on it, and it took the stain right off. So I have got a really nice edition book, a Waterstones exclusive with sprayed edges for half price. So I was so happy with that. My next book is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. And this is the first book in a series about a queendom. I believe there's 4 books in total. Looking at the back, there looks to be 4. And it just looks so good. And the concept behind it, I mean, the first bit that says, this is a world divided by blood, red or silver. And it says someone, you know, they have deadly talents, power, queens. It just seems really good. And this is such a minor thing, but on the cover, I don't know if you can see it, but there's these drops of blood dripping down, and they're 3D. I don't know if you can see it like on the book. You can't. But yeah, they're actually raised, so you can actually feel the blood drips. Odd, but I'm really excited to read this. It's just not at the top of my priorities right now. The next book I bought, I actually saw an advert on Instagram for it and saw that there was an exclusive edition that was signed by the author, and I read up on the synopsis briefly, realised it would be something I liked, and just bought it because I'm not going to pass up an exclusive edition that's signed by the author, and that is The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna. It looks so pretty, and I think the exclusive edition is this gold foiling in the background. I just think it looks beautiful. It's got sprayed edges, and if I go in here, there is it, being signed by the author. So yeah, and it looked really good. It says on the back, are we girls or are we demons? Are we going to survive? Nope. Are we going to die or are we going to survive? And it just says it's a bold and immersive fantasy with a heroine in it. So it just seemed good. Everyone that I've seen that's received it seemed very excited by it, so I knew that it would be a good book to pick up, and because it was this exclusive edition, I really wanted to grab it. The next book is one that really intrigues me, and that is Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Barron, and I've still got the buy one get one half price sticker on it. I will probably take that off. The blurb says, it's 200 years since Cinderella found her prince, but the fairy tale is over. So I believe this is some sort of Snow White retelling with a person of colour, which I love. She looks like, that cover is stunning. Are you kidding? With the butterflies. Gorgeous. It looked really good. It looked intriguing. It looked a bit Disney fairy tale with a twist, which is, I love Disney and I love reading about dark things. So it's just like a perfect combination for me. So yeah. The other book that I picked up in that buy one get one half price was Witches Steeped in Gold by Sinan Smart. I'm not too sure. But oh, it's stunning. And I have actually started this again. I did put it on pause, but I feel like if you've read and loved Children of Blood and Bone, you will like this. It feels very similar to it, and that's not a criticism. What I've read is really stunning, and again I put it on pause because there were some other books that were grabbing my attention a bit more at that time. Finally, out of this, I went to the bookshop and wanted to buy something trend. I have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So I picked this up when I was picking up my Acotar copies, and it just really intrigued me, and I've heard a lot about this, and it says that there is fairies in it, which I really like. I believe again that there is 4 books in this. I think there's 3 main books and a novella. I could be wrong, but yeah, it looks really good, and it's really intrigued me, so I picked that up as well. We are getting through them. I've still got quite a lot left to haul. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too bored. But my next one is some books that I ordered on Amazon, and that is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. The pure and only reason why I bought these is because I bought Six of Crows, the collector edition. This book is stunning. Like, I don't know what else you want me to say about it. It's the most beautiful book that I've seen in a very long time. And as soon as I saw it on one of Books with Chloe's videos, and I see it in the background of a lot of other booktubers videos, and it's just so stunning, and I just knew that I needed it. So when I ordered Throne of Glass collector's edition, I also picked up Six of Crows, and then I found out that Six of Crows is the follow-on book. The Six of Crows duology, which is Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, follows on from the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So I bought the Shadow and Bone trilogy, and it comes in this little case, and the books are just paperback like this, and they've got like this shine to them. I'm sure you can see that. Ooh. Box fell on the floor. But yeah, and again, I have started Shadow and Bone, and I put it on pause because there was something else that was intriguing me more. This is a very common theme with me. I'll pick up a book and I will read it, and then I will lose all steam with it and not want to pick it back up again. That's happened a few times, as you can probably tell. But it's not that I don't want to read it, I just wasn't in the right headspace to read it at that time. One of my books just fell over. So the next series that I picked up was A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmer. And I loved this book so much when I read it. I devoured it. And I was like, I've got to read the next one. So I picked up the next one. And then when I was out, I was like, well, I may as well pick up the last one. So I did. So I've got them all now, and I'm currently reading A Heart So Fierce and Broken. Again, I've put this on pause because I picked up Throne of Glass and another book that's still to come. But every now and again I do come back to it. I'm trying to read more books at once because there's a lot of books that I want to read, and sometimes I'm really in the mood for a certain book, but because I'm in the middle of another book, I don't want to start it. And I feel like I just need to understand that I can read more than one book at once. I can pick up a book and just be in the mood for that one. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with The Heart So Fierce and Broken right now. This is I really enjoyed this series. The main character has cerebral palsy, which I read online, and a lot of people are saying if she didn't have it, it wouldn't have affected the storyline. It was just kind of thrown in there. And I know it is in own voices, so take that as you will. Regardless of that, I still really enjoyed the series. Well, the first book. I'm on the second book now. We are finally getting to the books that I've bought in the last week. I feel like I've been talking for hours. The next books I picked up were 3 books in the Twisted Tale series, which is a Disney retellings. Not retellings, but like a what if this happened instead. And the books I picked up were Mirror Mirror, which is what if the evil queen poisoned the prince. A Tale as Old as Time, which is what if Belle's mother cursed the beast. And Once Upon a Dream, what if the Sleeping Beauty never woke up. and I'm currently reading Once Upon a Dream, and I am on page 267. So this has been my main focus right now, and I'm really enjoying it. It's super easy to read, it's super immersive. I'm really enjoying being in a Disney world but exploring different aspects of it and getting to know the characters better. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying them, so I'm really excited to read the other two, and they're quite short, so I don't think they should take me too long. I could probably do them in one sitting, but I've got a lot going on right now and I can't really dedicate that much time to reading a book. I've got an exam in a few weeks, so I can't unfortunately just sit down and just devour books. But whenever I go to read, you know, if I'm reading in the bath, reading late at night, I'm mainly picking up this one right now. The next book that I picked up is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley, and I'm listening to this on audiobook, and I haven't actually updated my bookmark position. One second. I don't know how I did that, but I just found my place immediately. I'm currently on page 195, and there is 400 pages in the book. I'm gonna guess about 400 pages. I think it was 406. So yeah, I'm listening to this on audiobook. The audiobook is on YouTube, and that's where I'm listening to it, and I am really enjoying it. It's written from different perspectives, and the different perspectives have different narrators, so I'm really enjoying being immersed into that. It really grabs your attention. So this book is about a bunch of friends that go away for New Year's, and they get snowed in Scotland, and then someone is murdered and you don't know who it is. So it's, yeah, I'm really enjoying it because there's chapters written in the future when you know that someone's been murdered, but as the reader you don't know who that is. So they're talking about it, and they're talking about, you know, this body, but they never mention who it was, and they don't mention who's alive. So as you're reading it in the present day, you're like, who is it? And you don't only have to figure out who done it, but you've got to figure out who was the victim as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing this. The next book I picked up, because that book was on 2 for £8 or something like that, was The Serial Killer's Wife by Alice Hunter, and this is another one that I will probably listen to on audiobook but keep my place in the actual book and maybe pick up the actual book at some point. I don't know too much about this, but I presume there is a serial killer, there's their wife, and it's saying stuff like they're saying he's a monster and they're saying she knew. It also said on it, it's to do with like a seemingly perfect family, a perfect marriage, but in reality it's a lot more twisted. So I think this is going to be a really good, like, intensive read. Oh no. I just dropped 2 of the books and damaged them. Oh, BookTube is a dangerous sport. So this series I picked up mainly because I was slightly interested in it, and then I found the entire series for £10 in the works, and I was shooketh. So I picked it up, and that is the Percy Jackson series. I'm really excited to read these. I don't think they should be too difficult because I do think they're written for a younger audience. I love Greek mythology. I love everything to do with the gods and all of that. I love studying Greece. I love going to Greece. Greece is such a lovely country. But yeah, everything about it, like, I love. And then my friend one day was like, how have you not seen it or read it? And I was like, so I picked them up. I also picked up 2 more books which are a little bit sad, but I also think are quite important, and that is The Tattooist of Auschwitz and moving on, I promise I do care about my books. The Tattooist of Auschwitz and Silka's Journey, both written by Heather Morris, and I think that this is going to be heartbreaking. I think it's going to be horrible, but I think it's going to be important to understand what's gone on in history. So this is based on a true story of someone that was a tattooist in Auschwitz, and I'm not too sure what this one is fully about. I know it is the sequel. I was talking to someone about it the other day and expressing my interest, and then I thought they had them both in the works for £3 each, so I picked them up because I will read these at some point. I don't know when. My book pile almost fell again. I will read these at some point. I'm not too sure when. I will definitely have to be in the right headspace to have such a heartbreaking story thrown at me. So yeah. So that is all of the books that I have bought this year. It's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realise I'd bought this many books until I brought them all together to do this video, I will probably count them as I put them back onto my shelf. So this is how many books I've bought. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching this. I had a blast filming, and if you guys have any book recommendations, let that be ebook, audiobook, physical book, please let me know down below. I obviously don't have enough books, and I really want to read a lot more and kind of go into some more genres. As you've probably seen, the majority of my books are fantasy, and I'd really like to read some more like mystery, thrillers, that kind of stuff. So if you've got any suggestions, please do let me know. If you guys are able to like and comment and, you know, maybe hit that subscribe button if you want to, it would really help me out and it really means a lot to me. If you have made it this far in the video, if you could comment the green leaf emoji to celebrate my new tattoo that you can't really see, but I got a tattoo. It's my first tattoo. But yeah, leave some green leaf emojis and a book emoji. Any book emoji, and I'll know that you watched it all the way through to the end. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.